Hey everyone, welcome back to Online Small Engine Mechanics. Today we're going to be going over what to look for when buying a used lawnmower. There's a few things to look at in general, just maintenance wise and how the mower was taken care of. So we'll be going over that in today's video. Stay tuned. So we have three different lawn tractors here, and I'm going to start off with the Craftsman. This is a Craftsman LT1000. And we're going to be going over transmissions with these. So this is a 6-speed manual transmission, and some people like the manual transmissions and others do not. I don't like them because when you shift gears they jump, but that's just me. And that snapper has a manual as well, but it's a 5-speed with the arm. Now I personally like the hydrostatic transmissions, which are operated by lever or foot pedal, and this is what this is. It's a Simplicity, and it has a hydrostatic transmission on it with a foot pedal, and some older Craftsmans also have the lever on the side. So definitely take a look at that when you're looking into buying a used lawn tractor. The next thing to look at would be engines. Now, if you have a lot of land, a lot of grass to cut, you should definitely invest in a pricier tractor or zero turn with a bigger engine. Now this lawn tractor right here is for probably like a first home buyer, and it's got a pretty small engine for a halfway decent sized yard, and it's a 15.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton OHV, which stands for overhead valve. Right there. And this snapper engine rider has pretty much the exact same engine, but it is a flathead instead of an overhead valve. So you just want to check on that. Definitely, I have a Simplicity, and this is my personal mower, and I personally have a lot of grass to cut, so I have a 23 horsepower Briggs & Stratton Professional Series V-twin engine, and these are great engines. They have their problems just like any other engine, but this is a great engine, and it powers this tractor very well. I like this tractor a lot. So keep that in mind when buying a tractor. Just kind of keep in mind what size your yard is and how much power you may need. Next thing would be deck size, and that goes along with the size of your yard. Now, the Craftsman's a 42-inch, the Snapper's a 28, and the Simplicity's a 44. And Simplicity makes a variety of different sized decks. I believe they go all the way up to 60. I don't know that off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it's only 60. So this would be a good mower for someone who cuts, like I said, a lot of grass. This snapper would be for somebody who has a smaller yard and just doesn't want to use a push mower and just wants to ride and to cut their grass. And this is a decent sized mower. I had one like this before I bought the Simplicity, and I liked my Craftsman. It was a great rider, and it got the grass cut pretty fast. So things to ask the seller. You should ask the seller what their routine maintenance schedule is like. And when I say that, I mean how often do they change the oil, change the spark plug, clean the air filter, all that good stuff. That can also be negotiated in the price. If they change your oil, and if they don't change your oil and the oil is pretty dirty, you can use that as a benefit for potentially lowering the price. Same with the battery. Check and see how old the battery is. Some of these newer batteries have stickers on them. This one currently doesn't, but for instance, it may say 4/21, which means it was made in April of 2021, and that's what month it is right now and year. So that would equivalent to a new battery. If the battery is like 5 years old, you can also use that as a selling point to lower their cost. So want to check how sharp the blades are. Now, I sharpen my blades seasonally, every season, so these blades are pretty sharp. And you know, if you can to check that, you can just flip up the side discharge and just feel the blade with your hand. And if it's dull, then you can also tell them that you know, I got to go get the blade sharpened now, and you know, that's probably going to cost me about $30 to have the blade sharpened. So you can also use that as a benefit towards yourself. And the next thing, what I would do is I would start the mower up and go take it for a test drive. Go cut some grass with it if there's some grass available, or even just if you're just testing it out on concrete, just turn the blades on, see how they sound. You know, if you hear like a squealing noise, maybe the spindles are worn out, and then you can also use that as a benefit towards the cost of the mower. You may have to replace your spindles. Yeah, go cut some grass with it, see how it cuts. Make sure the engine's not bogging down. Just keep all that in mind. Now, another thing, check the deck level. So the best thing to do would be get on the ground and look at the deck. If the deck is slanted off to some side, to one side, you may have to have the deck leveled. Otherwise, it'll cut uneven and it'll make your grass look like garbage. So you can use that as a benefit towards the cost. So yeah, just check that. Check the tires, make sure they hold air. That's something to check. And make sure, number one, when you go to start this thing and go cut some grass with it, make sure the engine does not knock. That would be a good indicator that the seller did not change oil on a regular basis. And I would definitely stay away from that mower if it starts to knock. We'll start these mowers up and I'll show you how they sound. So right now we're on the Craftsman, and when you want to go see this thing start up, if you don't know how, make sure to ask the seller on how to start this thing and how to operate it. You don't want to buy something you don't know how to use. And also, this is a manual blade engagement, or PTO, and you want to make sure, because these Craftsmans, when they sit outside, these cables go bad. So if you're not able to raise the lever up smoothly, and it just sticks down here and doesn't want to go up, then then the cable is bad, and I would definitely stay away from that if that was the case. Or ask the seller if he could take it to a local mower shop or fix it himself so that works. If you're looking at a Craftsman, the best way to start this up, push the clutch in, choke, and turn the that sounds like a good engine. And you also want to make sure it doesn't smoke. All right, to sum it up, you want to make sure you like how it drives. If you like manual or if you like automatic, you want to make sure it runs good, doesn't smoke, doesn't backfire, and you want to make sure that the blades turn on, they're sharp. You want to make sure that the oil's clean and that the thing was taken care of and cleaned. And the number one thing to make sure that you do when buying one of these is trust your gut. If you look at the mower and think it's jerry-rigged or just kind of slapped together, listen to your gut and don't buy it. You should always ask a lot of questions about the mower. That's the best thing to do, and just test it out. Never be afraid to test the mower out. You're buying this thing, you're spending your money, you need to make sure that it's good for you. So if the seller tells you, I don't want you messing with that, then walk away from it, because obviously he or she is hiding something that they don't want you to know. And just make sure that everything works good. I sell a lot of these, and I realize that people just give me money and just load it up in their trailers and drive away. And I always make sure that they see it running
and it cuts grass, because that way they don't call me up and ask me why it's not working. And I have proof that they saw it working, and it all works good. So thanks for watching. I really hope I helped you out, and I hope that if you buy a riding lawnmower that it's in good shape. Let me know in the comments if you have ever bought a riding lawnmower that seemed nice and then it turned out to be garbage. And anything, if you have any questions or any other concerns about what you should look for, please let me know that in the comments. Also, please consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. Like and subscribe. Thank you again for watching, and have a great night.